It's good to be with you today. I'm Douglas Hansen-Luke, the founder and executive chair of Future Planet Capital, the global impact-led venture capital firm investing in those companies that are going to beat the world's biggest challenges. Today we're talking particularly about the blue economy. What happens in our oceans is going to be crucial to climate change. It's crucial to an economy that's worth over $1.5 trillion a year, and it's crucial to biodiversity. Today we're going to be joined by Brian Allen, the chief executive and founder of Rovco, one of the most exciting portfolio companies that we have. We invested in their Series B, and it's a company that works in both climate change in the ocean, but also security, addressing the needs underwater for the offshore wind sector, but also working on security as well to keep the world a safe place. But first, Brian, tell me, what is the way that you would most like people to remember Rovco, and what is it that's made you one of Britain's fastest growing companies?
Rovco is one of the companies in the country that's working on one of the more impactful areas of the blue economy. We're focused almost entirely on trying to make the offshore renewable industry, particularly offshore wind, more efficient, being able to use similar numbers of resources but achieving way more in terms of reduction of project days, reduction of survey days, reduction of inspection days. The offshore wind industry is facing a crisis in the fact that there are 30,000 people employed in it, but by 2030 we require 100,000. So Rovco fits in that gap. We focus on AI, autonomy, computer vision, and data and sensor fusion together to solve that problem, enabling us to get more units of work out of each unit of ship or people or whatever the resource item may be. A lot of the technology that we're building is for autonomous underwater vehicles at the same time. We're also building technologies for autonomous surface vessels, and we're also looking at autonomous surface vessels themselves in terms of the design of them. So if you look at what the business is focused on, it's about remote and autonomous operations, both under the water and on the water's surface.
Of course, with the amount of work you're doing on climate change and offshore wind, it's not surprising that household names like Equinor or infrastructure investors like Legal & General, climate investors like ourselves or FPC have come in. But I'm intrigued. You've also got quite fairly famous security investors. Tell us a little bit about that. Why are security groups investing in you?
They have invested in the company mostly because they've recognized and they see that we are we are the world's leader in, computer vision and fused data sources underwater in terms of how we get underwater vision and underwater sonar to work together. We've built something really quite special for underwater robotics in order to enable them to find anomalies underwater, particularly on the foundation structures of offshore wind farms. That same skill set and the same, concept of operations can be used for multiple other types of underwater use cases, particularly in the security space or even later on in the defense space. So what brought Rovco to Future Planet Capital's attention? Why did you invest in us?
Well, our strategy is to look at what comes out from the world's global top centers of innovation, to benchmark it and to match that with global challenges. And the blue economy is a global challenge, making sure that works correctly. We'd received a new mandate from the government of Monaco to help invest to make the ocean a better place environmentally, but also socially, and of course profitably. So we scoured the world and top centers of innovation to find the best companies. Rovco came up in our databases and in comparison with other companies from our partners, and you were in the top quartile. We're very data driven. We look at those companies in the top quartile that are going to link to our challenges, that are going to score better than what we're seeing from the Stanfords or from the Oxfords or the top universities in Asia. And you absolutely did that. And then, of course, since then, it's been a pleasure working with you and realizing how committed you are to growth and how when you actually work, you identify the problems, but you also look ahead to see where those are as well. So for us, it's the size of the challenge, it's that benchmarking, and it's knowing that you've actually hit your milestones, which is why we remain committed to the company. So thank you for joining Brian Allen, the Chief Executive and founder of Rovco, and myself, Douglas Hansen-Luke, founder and Executive Chair of Future Planet.